Welcome to episode 20. As we get ready for summer, this episode is about making friends and meeting people and focusing on you, detoxing your beauty cabinet and trying something new.
This is the Riviera Firefly podcast, your guide to essential Côte d'Azur living, the place where local business owners chat about their life journey and what led them to the south of France. The show where we share top tips and essential ideas for living and working on the French Riviera. Antonia Beauvoisin-Brown is your host, bringing to the mic over 12 years experience in Côte d'Azur living and sharing insight into running your own business and solutions to issues facing busy expat mums. Fireflies, please welcome your host, local entrepreneur, and my mum, Antonia Beauvoisin-Brown.
Hello, Fireflies. Welcome to episode 20. Well, I can't believe we've made it this far. This podcast started as an experiment, really. Well, more of a challenge by Natalie Ekdahl, my business coach, who runs the Biz Chicks podcast. It's been a fun journey. Slightly uphill. I can't tell you how wonderful it's been getting to chat to all these amazing female entrepreneurs and two cool dudes on their life journey. And I've also loved finding out useful business tips and solutions that we can all implement, hopefully that in a way that we can streamline things and work less and play more. It hasn't been without its challenges. There have been technical and epic fails, but I'm just a beginner. There have been interviews that went a little bit Pete Tong, and at times like that, you really do sort of think, am I going to continue? Is it worth it? Because each podcast takes about 7 to 10 hours to turn around. So it was really touching when I got a message recently. It was a heartwarming message from a listener the other day. It was unprompted, unsolicited by me, I hasten to add. She wrote, "You're providing us with so much info that after 14 years here as an Anglo, we've never had this. Bravo to you." And I was really touched by that. Touched that she'd taken the time to message it to me, but also that there are people out there listening. Because Fireflies pressing publish on a podcast is a scary thing to do. I don't mind admitting that. I'm sharing my info with you and, in a way, my life with you. And it is a sort of intimate experience. You might be in your car, you might be listening while you're on a jog, doing some gardening, and you've got me chatting away in your earbuds. And I have to say, I'm honoured that you've chosen to spend some of that time with me. I am sounding a bit croaky today. I'm sorry about that. Something must be in the air. Maybe the fact that we have 28 olive trees in our garden is causing some kind of allergic reaction. So just bear with me. I'm going to take a few more antihistamines and hope that it's going to blow away. I would just love you to send me a message or post me a little hi through one of the community groups that you might belong to, just to let me know that you're out there, and also share any things that you would like me to investigate, things that you'd like to hear about. So you can do that through the Riviera Firefly Cocoon group, which is slowly but surely growing. And it's really aimed at those that have businesses and are auto entrepreneurs down here on the Côte d'Azur. You might be one of the 6,000 plus who are part of the Côte d'Azur Living Community Group, which is a really dynamic group. And I just love this group. It's so helpful, and everyone's really sharing and supportive in this group. Any which way you want to say hi to me, it could also be through our own website, rivierafirefly.com. Just send me a little message. I'd love to hear from you. Well, I don't know about you, but May has been a particularly crazy month for me. It throws all our schedules out, I think, with a crazy amount of bank holidays, which I actually enjoy, but it takes some planning because you've got to try and fit your normal week of work into, say, 3 days sometimes. Then, of course, there's been the Cannes Film Festival, there's been the Grand Prix. There is so much going on. We've maybe got visitors staying, people are not where they normally would be. And for the Firefly podcast, we simply have to take the slow lane. Just isn't feasible to keep it up at the pace that we do the rest of the time. As you know, I've got my other hat on, the kiddo one, so life kind of goes a bit supercharged in the childcare world. As you know, with my other hat on, the kiddo one, life goes supercharged right now into the childcare world and into summer. So being in a slower lane is going to help me run the two initiatives in tandem. So in this episode, I've had to call in some helpers. We're going to hear from two wonderful ladies in your community. One who has a couple of events coming up. You've already met her before in a previous episode, Lizzie Parks, and her amazing Big Blaze chorus. It's a choir with a difference. Well worth checking out, as I did last night in the Voile d'Antibes, where Mr. Bibi was up on stage with the Big Blaze choir performing with local rock star legend Al Roberts and the Blah Blahs, who I interviewed back in episode 14. We're also going to have an important intervention from the gorgeously green goddess Julia Edgley, who is going to bring us the next in her self care series, Clean Your Beauty Routine. Before we hear from them, let's chat about one of the things we've all had to do starting over when you move abroad, starting your network of friends. You can't really do without it. Maybe you need to find a plumber, you need help with paperwork, you're looking for babysitters or school advice, finding a job, where to go. Basically, we need other people, we need a network, and of course, living abroad is much more bearable if you're going to be doing that with some friends. In my community group, Côte d'Azur Living, I see as I keep adding new members that more and more of the reasons for joining this community are to meet new people. Lots of people are arriving in the area, and even if they've been here a while, some of them are joining and they want to meet new people in their areas. We all know that moving abroad can be quite a lonely experience. So I wanted to look at that this episode. In my previous interviews with leading local entrepreneurs, I often asked them how they met people, how they started their own networks. And they had some great suggestions. You can actually go into the back catalogue and check them out. If you're on a podcast app, you can go back quite easily. I'm going to tell you the episode number. Otherwise, you can listen via our website, rivierafirefly.com. Just click on the podcast that interests you, the podcast image, and you can have a listen. So, for example, in episode 10, the co founder of the 5-star Macondil Hotel, Spa, and Restaurant in Mougins, Tina Silva, said that she met many of her friends outside the school gates, and that through this and through kids' activities, that's how she really got to meet her very best friends down here. This is a great way to meet people, as are kids' activities, particularly if you offer in school to be the class rep, as it puts you in a position to meet all the other parents. I'd add in here too that you should consider mum and baby groups if you've just got here with a little one, because when I first arrived here, I went to a couple of those. They've actually both closed down, but there are more out there. One of them was really big that I went to, and I found that quite overwhelming as everyone seemed to already be in their little groups. The other one was a bit more intimate, and it was here that I met people who now, 10 years later, I'm still great friends with. So, my tip here is even if you don't like one of them, try another one. And if you have an under three, you've still got a couple of weeks left before they all shut for the summer. Otherwise, it's going to be la rentrée in September. I know many people who originally met here in Kidderland in the baby clubs and as parents of our play groups. We've actually got a couple of sessions left for mums with toddlers between now and then. I'll put the links in the show notes. We do recommend actually that all parents, when they meet and they join in one of our activities, they swap numbers and emails so that they can meet outside of Kidderland in the summer on the beach and become park buddies. If you've missed the window on this, don't worry. Go to Côte d'Azur Living, the Facebook community group, join that, and just post a little message that you want to meet someone and that you want to get out and meet in the park, and that's a brilliant way to do it. Episode 12, dog behaviourist Dawn Howard chatted about book clubs. And although I'd started to get to know Dawn as she helped to train me to be a better dog master, this was really how I got to know her better. I was chatting to someone the other day who's had to move country twice now in the last 5 years, and it can really get you down having to start over again. What we discussed is that actually, if you have young children, then it's a lot easier as you have the school gates, the baby clubs to lend you a hand. But if you don't have kids or they're a lot older once they start college, you're not really going to be hanging around the school gates. So this isn't an option for you. And it's really a case of getting out there. So being the one that puts the idea out there means that you, as the initial host, get to meet everyone. You've got a reason and excuse to speak to them all, even if it's only to introduce them to the others. And if you've listened to several of my previous podcasts, you're going to know that book clubs is one that comes up again and again. Well, I'm going to tell you how it happened to me. I'd already set up a little brunch club. We were fairly new to Biot. I'd met a few mums in Kidderland that I wanted to get to know a bit better. And outside of the school gates, other people. And in fact, through Facebook, I'd been contacted from someone arriving from abroad, coming to live in the Côte d'Azur. Shout out to you, Liz. She moves country every couple of years, so she's a pro at making new friends. And she has amazing energy and spirit. So I thought she'd be the perfect person to come to this brunch club because she was used to meeting other people and a very good connector. So everyone comes along, they bring a dish. I provided the plates. I found that a less stressful way to do it than inviting everyone round for a 3-course dinner and then having to host on top. And then we would go on to the next person's house and we would then bring a dish and they provided the plate. So it was kind of a win-win. Anyway, during the brunch lunch, Jackie asked me if I would be interested in joining a book club. And I just thought, I don't know. I'm a mum to two young, busy kids. I was rarely awake past 9 o'clock. I kind of read magazines, but my eyes would start to droop about 9 o'clock. And it would just be sort of easy reading chick lit. So I was hesitating and I was about to say no. Liz was standing there and she jumped in. She said, yes, she definitely would join this book club. And I thought, well, I'll be darned if I'm going to miss out on this. And I was like, oh, excuse me, I'm going to join too. So we actually both joined at the same time. And we went off to what I call an eclectic mix of people. We're all from different walks of life. We're in different stages of life. Some have older kids, some don't have kids, some have very young kids. Some people work and some don't. And we certainly all like different books. What's nice is that you start to figure out in the group who likes similar books to you. So the English massage therapist in Roquefort Les Pins, Kate Threadgold, is part of this book club. And I seem to like similar books to her. So outside a book club, she's always recommending and lending me some great reads like The Red Tent, which I absolutely adored. And she also suggested I did Small Big Things, which was a must read. We did that for the book club that I hosted. Well, it's about 5 or 7 years, I can't even remember now, that I've been part of this book club. And as we meet every 6 weeks or so, I've read an incredible amount of books in that time that I would never have picked off the shelf myself. There's been different genre, there's even been one in French which went down quite well. Some I didn't care for, some I didn't really like, but many have stayed with me, and some of them really have marked me. I loved The Ugly American. The Circle, not necessarily very well written, but I thought the concept was incredible, and it's soon to be a film with Tom Hanks. And our format is that we wine and we dine, and we definitely talk about the book despite what Mr. BB thinks. And it can sometimes get a little heated because you're bringing in life experiences and putting your own slant on things. But it's never disrespectful. I think everyone fills their boots on fabulous meal and a great discussion, and I'd really recommend that you do one. Think about joining the thread. I started one just recently on Côte d'Azur Living, and there was really great response. Lots of people very interested in starting a book club. Now, I'm not going to do that for each of you. You need to find people in your area and just say, right, let's go for it. Let's do it. They are ready and looking right now to start. So take the lead, set it up, and if you feel that it's got the right vibe, and it's really up to you if you want to make it really highbrow and literary, or if you just want to use it as an excuse to read some new literature and have a chat over a glass of wine. You could also put an advert in a local bookshop. I saw that Lynn Wolfe from the English Book Centre said it was absolutely fine to go and put a message up there. She even mentioned some people that she knew who were ready to get reading. So this is virtually free. All you need is the book, and you can go to Sunnybank and get loads of books secondhand there. You just need to get a couple of people together, and even through Facebook, you don't even need to know them already. It's amazing. Mine's added a really nice dimension to my life. Now, if I'm honest, just between you, I don't have time or the inclination to read every single book every single month. That's just life. But I do go along to as many book clubs as I can because the discussion can be very much a life discussion. And even if you haven't read the book, it can be fascinating and you just feel like you've had a great night out. I'd love to hear from you if you managed to set one up. Send me a photo of your very first meetup. Make sure you get that book in it. And I'd love to exchange some ideas on some summer reads. Let's do that in Côte d'Azur Living. If books aren't your thing, then don't despair. There are lots of events coming up over the summer months. The community group is a great way to see if anyone else is interested in hooking up and going along with you. Rachel Dickens has got an event coming up. She's the English osteopath. She's organising a fundraising evening for the charity Help for Heroes, which helps wounded veterans. She talked about that in episode 18. It's worth going back to have a listen to what she's been doing. I'm going to be going to the evening event where we're going to actually meet some of the wounded veterans and have a real good knees up. Hope to see you there. There are other great initiatives locally, like the Mimosa Matters, Kenyan Kids, and Refugees 06. So being a volunteer, if you've got some spare time on the weekends, is another great way to go and meet some strangers and get to know them better. You sort of do it by the bias of a communal interest. Maybe you're in a phase where you want to do something for yourself. So this could be learning a new skill, enjoying a new activity. You may remember I chatted to musical editor Lizzie Parks way back in episode 6. She had a great story about how she ended up living here on the Côte d'Azur, how one event changed her whole life. And Lizzie and I worked for many years at Kiruland, and then we went on to set up the Performing Arts Theatre Group, which ran for a couple of really successful years. It was a great, enriching experience for both of us. We've both gone on to other things now. Lizzie runs her own choir now, an absolute dream for her, the Big Blaze Chorus, which Mr. Beebe, goes to and loves and attends regularly. Now, after that episode aired, several of you came up to me and told me how inspired you were, and you're really considering joining her choir. And I was thrilled to hear that a podcast could inspire you. And the timing may have been wrong for you to join at that moment, but hopefully the seed is there. And here is the perfect moment to go and find out more, see if it's for you. Because in a moment, I'm going to let Lizzie tell you about some of her upcoming events where you can go and check out how much fun they are having. Well, last night was the Voile d'Antibes. I went to that. I took a video live and put it on the Riviera Firefly group, so you can go and have a look at that. But there are some more coming up. So here's Lizzie.
Hi, this is Lizzie Parks, musical educator on the Côte d'Azur. I just wanted to let you guys know about some of the forthcoming events we have happening in June. We have a children's workshop on Saturday the 17th of June at Les Colibris Montessori School in Biot. And this is happening from 10 a.m. until midday. Children between the ages of 6 to 12 years old are invited to come and take part. We'll be learning about performance skills, musical techniques, and we'll be learning a song that we will perform later in June at the Big Blaze Summer Concert. So if you'd like to register your child, please contact me, Lizzie, on 06 77 90 9797, or you can email me at hello@bigblazechorus.com. After that, we have the Fête de la Musique with the Big Blaze Chorus. The choir will be performing in Cannes at the Kiosque à Musique opposite the Pantero parking by the port. And we will be performing from 6:15 until 7 p.m. Lots of hits, lots of classic, recognizable songs that you can come along and listen to. Again, entrance is totally free. So come after work, after the school pickup, and listen to some live music. Get the Fête de la Musique kicking off. Last of all, we have the Big Blaze Chorus Summer Concert, which is happening on the 2nd of July at Mougins School between 5 o'clock and 6:30. We've got lots of special guests coming to perform for you. It's going to be a really exciting treat, musical extravaganza. It's totally free entrance, suitable for all ages, so bring the family. And we hope to see you there. So have a very fantastic musical summer, and we'll look forward to seeing you at one, if not all, of the events we've got coming up.
So, what did you think? Great idea for the kids, hey? But what about for you too? Go and see them perform and see what the vibe is, see if it's what you're looking for. Singing has actually been proven to reduce stress levels and depression, which is actually something that is really common in expats dealing with culture shock after a move. A number of studies have pointed to the mental health benefits of singing. And I was reading about some other studies as well that said that group singing is a way of boosting oxytocin levels, which, as we know, controls stress and anxiety. So it's well worth checking that out. Go and do it. Okay, well, things have moved on quite a lot since we first came here. There's much more out there for us to do, and it's easier for us to find out that information through all the Facebook groups. I tried out golf on the driving range recently, and through Riviera Fit Mums, I went paddleboarding, and I just loved it, and I didn't even fall off. So, if you've got any ideas to share with me, again, Côte d'Azur living, let's put some ideas out there on things that we can do just to really enjoy the region. We live in such a stunning region that we call home. We just should get out there, out into the mountains, down to the sea, and out into the countryside. And let's hashtag Côte d'Azur living. I'm mindful that Facebook doesn't always portray life as it really is, and we do have to keep reminding ourselves that the selfies that we see, the happy statuses that we see, they can sometimes make us feel a little bit lonely, and self-doubt can sort of set in. Because if things aren't all okay in your world, you invariably start comparing yourself to others. Well, I wasn't really at that point, but my family had gone away to England to visit some relatives, and I thought this was the perfect moment to do a digital detox. There were a couple of bank holidays, and so I just could really hang out with myself, enjoy the countryside, do a bit of meditation and yoga, that kind of thing, and take stock really on where I was in life. And I really just found it was like being on a retreat. So that is something as well that we should all do is maybe once a week try and put the mobile phone away. Great for the kids as well to see us do that. One of the things that came up as I was sort of doing this digital detox was that I started to realize that I didn't really have my life fully in balance. I guess we say quite a lot the work life balance, and it implies two entities, but really, as a working family person, with or without kids, there are three boxes you've got to keep an eye on. You've got the work, you have the home, and you have you. Well, I was doing pretty well in work and in home, but I haven't really been doing that well in you. So, me. So during Detoxgate, I realized I needed to spend a bit more energy on R&R, recharging my batteries, because if I did that, then the other two boxes would be better filled as well. So Groupon became my friend, and I think I got 3 R&R vouchers, which I've been testing, and I'm going to share them in the Riviera Firefly group. So in the next couple of episodes, we're going to focus on you and me, ideas on how we can meet new friends, deepen friendships, and focus on self-care. Again, if you've got any ideas, please send them to me. I'd be happy to share them in the Riviera Firefly group on Côte d'Azur Living. And also, I'd love to hear if you know any self help gurus so that maybe I could interview them and find out about their journey. In 2016, I went along to the Holistic Garden Party, which was a 2 day pop up event in Mougins in the south of France. And that was a brilliant me moment. I was probably fairly stressed with the run up to the summer madness organising the holiday camps, and it was a really mind, body, and soul pamper day. It was here that I saw Julia Edgley first speak on the Clean Your Beauty routine, and was so impressed with her that I actually asked her to come and run a workshop last year in the Adolan program. So I've got a little snippet coming up from Julia. Before we go to that, it'd be remiss of me not to mention a bit about what we are going to be doing at Kidderland, given that they're sponsoring this podcast. Kidderland basically pay for my time to research and produce these shows, which takes about 8 to 10 hours for each one. And although most of our programs are aimed at the French market, we do have a couple of things for English speakers. So, Adoland, like I mentioned earlier this summer, it's aimed at teens and tweens, and we've got some really fun packed weeks with challenges, community projects, and fun outings. I was looking at the Duke of Edinburgh character building program in England, the award scheme, but couldn't unfortunately bring it over here. It was really far too expensive, so I thought we'd just integrate some of the best parts of that into our own Adolan program, give it a French Riviera twist. So I've set these up so that my own teens can get some valuable life skills that are going to serve them later in life. We've also got the Golden Tulip 4-star hotel, the summer camp packages, which run for 2 weeks. And you can do some me time then, enjoying their spa, while we look after your primary school age kids as they do tennis and swimming, theatre, dance, and more. Something that's coming up new in September is our literacy, reading, and writing classes for 5 to 7 year olds on Wednesdays. We've had quite a lot of demand for this, so we've put that into the schedule alongside dance and English for 3 year olds. And on Saturdays, we're going to be running CIV preparation classes and an online course that you can participate in so that your child can get ready for the entrance test into college. Voila, that's what we're doing in Kiduland over the summer. Now it's over to Julia with some tips and ideas on what you can be doing right now to clean your own beauty routine.
Hi everybody, this is Julia, homeopath here, and today I want to talk to you about what it's like being in the life of a homeopath. A lot of questions I get a Clean Your Beauty Routine workshop that I often give to women and to families who are interested in detoxing their makeup bag and their personal care products. The first question I get asked are, what are the ingredients to avoid? Everybody has a different set of ingredients. My ingredients, I have a top 10 ingredients that I recommend. If a product doesn't have these, in generally they're a great product. Everybody knows marketing can have a massive effect on choosing the products that you use. But you know that some big brands are using marketing to give you the impression that items are safer than they actually are. This is what we call in the business greenwashing. So if you follow these 10 ingredients, keep an eye out for them and avoid them, generally the products that you have in front of you are ones that you're going to be pleased with and are going to be the best for your body. So the first ingredient I recommend that you avoid is anything sulfates. SLS, SLES, and the other one is ammonium lauryl sulfate. I'm not fantastic at pronouncing these, I know it's shocking. Why are these a problem? Sulfates themselves are shown to actually just damage our skin. Our skin is the first barrier of our body. It is so important, it actually has a function. So not only do the sulfates dry your skin out and therefore it loses its function, it also increases the permeability of the ingredients also in that product. So whereas sulfates themselves mightn't be the worst for internal bodies, everything that comes after them will definitely go into your bloodstream. So sulfates are the one that you want to avoid. Silicone, or any word ending in ones, O-N-E-S. Silicones themselves have been shown not to be too big necessarily to be absorbed into the body. So internally, they're not the worst. What they do is they clog your skin. They will not let your skin breathe. Therefore, when your skin doesn't breathe, it's losing its function. It's not functioning at optimum levels. And equally, I treat a lot of people for acne, whether it be teenagers or adults, and silicone is the main ingredient that you have to remove. It doesn't let your skin breathe and aggravates acne, whether it be bacterial acne or hormonal acne. So silicones are the next one. Number 3, perfumes, actually. Parfum et fragrance. This is the top 3. Why do I include this? We're lucky in Europe that there have been some products banned from fragrance that has been shown to be dangerous to our health and to our nervous system, and especially to developing fetuses. So whereas majority of the most damaging have been removed, we still don't know what is in parfum unless it is stated. If you have a product that says parfum, fragrance, or perfume, and it states where it's from, go ahead, you enjoy yourself. However, there is a law called the Trade Secrets Act that means a company does not have to disclose what ingredients are in that product. So you actually don't know what's in it. That will actually lead us on to our 4th ingredient called phthalates. Phthalates are used to make a smell last longer and also as a preservative. So if you have a product and you put it on in the morning and 7 o'clock in the evening, it's still smelling as fresh, it's got phthalates in it. Some phthalates, as I said, in Europe have been banned because of the health implications. Like I said, there is research to support all these, the health scares from cosmetics. So phthalates can be used on their own, or they can be used in perfumes. More than likely, they're used in perfumes. So when you see perfume, you don't know phthalates or the phthalates are in that or not. Otherwise, it will say phthalates. That was my 4th ingredient. The 5th ingredient, I think this is the most well known, is parabens. Parabens have been shown to mimic hormones. Now, what is our problem? When your body mimics hormones, your body then overproduces hormones. Certain diseases are affected by these hormones. So if you're adding more into your body, it's creating havoc. Parabens have been shown, more than shockingly, to be in certain types of breast cancers. So that just shows how readily absorbed the body absorbs these cosmetics. So parabens being the 5th one. The 6th one is PEGs, propylene glycol, propylethylene glycol, and butylene glycol. If there's a chemist out there and I haven't pronounced them right, please forgive me. What do these do? Now, certain combinations of these ingredients have been shown to equally be an antifreeze. What they do is they attract water into your skin. They're called penetration enhancers. So what they'll do is when they open your skin, all the other chemicals will go into your skin quicker. So what does that mean? On a health reason, they go in and they've been shown to have been toxic to the kidneys, to the livers, to the nervous system. That's on the internal. On the external, you're buying things with PEGs to reduce fine lines. So if you see an advertisement that says, oh, my fine lines have been reduced, that's because of this ingredient. It's actually doing nothing for your skin. As soon as you stop that ingredient, your fine line is going to go back and your skin hasn't been nourished. I want you to be able to put things that will help your skin and nourish on your skin while being safe to your internal body. So that's number 6. Number 7 might shock you, and luckily not in Europe, but elsewhere in the world, is we're looking at formaldehyde. Obviously, everybody knows what formaldehyde is. It's used as a preservative. Why? How do we know that? Because it preserves dead bodies. Everybody knows formaldehyde is a well-known carcinogenic. In certain companies, they will say up to a certain percentage it's safe in the body. However, when these test results are done, safety tests are done on one product and not on multiple products which people use every single day. If you think you use shampoo, you can conditioner, use shower gel, soap, toothpaste, mouthwash, deodorant, all of these add up. Number 8, MEA, DEA, or TEAs. These are products mainly used in American products as they are safe in America. These have been shown actually to have a harmful effect on you guys out there and to be a massive effect on sperm count. So if we're talking about people for the fertility epidemic, these products are essential that men avoid them. So MEA, DEA, TEA. Number 9, what we're looking at it's actually quite new to the market. Is a chemical called phenoxyethanol. It's used to replace parabens as a natural preservative because at the end of the day, cosmetics is a business. And what companies want to do is they want to have preserve longer shelf life in their products so they can transport them on the shelves before you buy them. Preservatives actually do nothing for your skin and even less for your health. Phenoxyethanol, there's very little research, which for me as a researcher kind of grates me. However, the research that we have seen is shown that it will have effect on cognitive function of women. They've found that it's bioaccumulative. Now, bioaccumulative is a word that you're going to want to remember. Some ingredients, as soon as you stop them, your body eliminates them straight away. The next day, or at least in 2-3 days, your body is clean of these ingredients. However, there's some ingredients that are bioaccumulative. That means they build up in your body quicker than your body can eliminate them. If you're using these multiple times in the day or multiple products during the day, over time, more and more of this will build up in your body. And this is what's been shown to deal with phenoxyethanol. So we come to our last ingredient. That's number 10. I hope this hasn't been too much for you now, and I'm really, really happy that you've gotten to this far. So the last product here is mineral oil. Obviously, I think sounds about mineral oil, it doesn't sound great. Mineral oil is a petrochemical. It's got nothing, well, technically it does come from the earth, I suppose, but it's been over-processed. These are chemicals that will not be assimilated well by the body, will not do anything well for the skin, and are highly toxic. So what you're looking for is mineral oil. Luckily in Europe, it's very rare that we see mineral oil. However, one big source of this is, can you guess? Baby oil. Johnson's baby oil is full of mineral oil, and it's called paraffin oil as well. So you want to absorb this. There are so many natural oils out there. We're lucky in this region that we have olive oil. It is absolutely fantastic for your skin. But if you're looking for a green, it says mineral oil, you're going to put that product back on the shelf. So they're my top 10 ingredients. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, just let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Julia. Well, the Holistic Garden Party will be back on June the 16th and 17th in 2017 with the inspiring speakeasy guests, holistic spa treatments, and opportunities to heal, learn, and nourish yourself with great food. It's going to be a really special day out. Maybe you'll see me there, and I'm almost certain you're going to see Julia there. Well, that's everything for this episode. Catch you soon.
This episode is brought to you by Kidsland, the Little English Activity School.
Please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast, review it, and share it with your friends.
Thanks for listening, Fireflies. Have a great week.